here's what bothered me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just call it as it is. And look, they I don't even know. I'm trying to be a nice guy, and I really don't know why. It's not like they ever really showed me love. They haven't shown me love in a minute. So
Okay,
why are we
gloves
why
off.
am I even gonna pretend? I'm trying to be nice because I'm just trying to be nice, but it's kind of for no reason at this point, I guess. Hold on, Real Talk Protest. I'm glad finally the deal is made. Zach said it's almost March. Yeah, right. We're gonna get there. We're getting there. Pim Zone says, "Go there,
go there, do it."
All right, we're going there. All right, whatever, man. Look,
here's what it is.
This kind of even ties into like the new intro that I did for you, right? I loosely reference it in that song. If people pay attention,
I know flip mode. I know.
You know what I mean? And maybe this is it. Maybe this is time to go flip mode. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I already
but
know.
you guys awkwardly created a wedge while still holding on to a name, the late great Mikey Sutton, and then you use that to keep you used it. You used it and you used him essentially because it's you and it's like you guys even wait, like it's like you guys took advantage the moment he was gone to then create this weird wedge. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just weird. Like it was like a weird energy. And the fact that people were actually like fine with that. You know what I mean? And then following like these weird narratives, and obviously, like, you know, we and you we've danced around it enough, you know, on other episodes how they came at you and stuff. And
for sure.
And like I said, like, you know, obviously the song that I created for you and your channel was about that exactly. But it was just weird energy. It was just weird energy, and like and it's shameful, really. It's shameful and it's sad, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like. But go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Hey, like I said,
at this point, I'm ranting, man.
It's the chop shop, so we're just gonna put it all the way out there because you know the last thing I wanted to do, you know, when we lost Mikey, because again, I'm in touch with Mikey's family all the time, right? So I promised them I wasn't gonna make it a spectacle. So when you know when he passed away, and then everyone that because Mikey he was taking in a lot of people and. You know, putting them on, you know, introducing them to people. And it's like, I mean, that's how, you know, that's how when I met Mikey, I got a chance to network with, you know, all the people I know now is always, you know, thanks to Mikey. But then too, you know, I had to put in work too. It's like, you can't just show up and, you know, but it's like, but I will always, you know, obviously I will always credit, I mean, the Snyder fandom primarily, you know, Peely introduced me to a lot of people. Like half the fandom wouldn't know Still Abdul if I didn't, you know, rock with Peely on the Go Deep podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like way back. And then Mikey introduced me to people just networking. So when people got around Mikey, you saw the potential, like, oh, you know, I can, you know, Mikey can set me up for something. And Mikey had a TV show that he was setting up, you know, sadly when he passed away that, you know, things fell apart with that. Right. So some of these people was hoping to kind of jump on to what Mikey was doing. The comic book, the Dreamwalker comic book. I appeared in the comic book and I pulled a lot of people with me to get a chance to have that opportunity. And those are some of the same people that when Mikey was gone and I wasn't, you know, going to put them on some kind of project or something, they flipped. That's that whole flip mode thing right there where it's like, hey, you got to get it. Because I put in numbers, you know, and I'm trying to say this as respectful. It's probably like, obviously, again, the majority of people that found my platform was after I got with Mikey Sutton.
Right.
But to get to that point, I put in the work before I met Mikey Sutton. My channel was doing what it's supposed to do leading up to the Snyder Cut releasing before I met Mikey Sutton.
100%.
So that was the foundation right there.
Yep.
So the people that felt like, okay, they need to be put on and things like that, because I'm just telling you, this is exactly why the fallout happened.
Right.
Is, you know, they wanted the same promises that Mikey Sutton was giving them. And like you said, it's a shame to see them try to, like, they did like some kind of AI thing with Mikey. You got people want to they wanted Mikey to publish the books and stuff. People was trying to do all kinds of stuff, to become writers and comic book writers. You know, it's a lot of stuff that I promised their family very early on. I was like, I'm not going to make, you know, all kinds of, you know what I'm saying, videos and stuff about it. Cause I'm like, you know, again, I talk to his niece all the time. You know, she just got married recently, and, you know, she was like, you know, my uncle ain't here, and like, I appreciate you and your support. It's like, that's how I am with his family. So I'm not going to make some kind of wild, you know, AI that was so disrespectful to his family. And they don't care. They don't care. They wanted to be in comic books. They wanted to be in the Dreamwalker TV show. Right. You know, you had someone where I handpicked to be in the show, and I had to tell them the news that the show fell apart, and they flipped on me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the underlining fact of all this. Now, on top of that, when you got content creators, you got people that do this as a hobby. Right. And that's great. Like it's becoming more of a hobby for me actually now too. But it's like, you know, you want to fire up and talk about stuff, but you do this for stuff that you love. And the constant thing when I started my channel was Snyderverse. What's best for Zack Snyder, right? And this Netflix thing, it's become something where it's about hashtags. It's literally about hashtags. Like we've lived through this, Vega, with the release of Snyder Cut. At least that hashtag held. At least the message was there for release of Snyder Cut, and it was accomplished. And then when the Snyder Cut came out, I talked with Fiona before she tweeted restore the Snyderverse. Right. And that was the call. This Netflix stuff, at that point, it's like we're looking for, because this is after Gunn gets hired, right? So we're like, okay, what's next? Because it's 180 to everything that we were expecting, Cavill and Ben. Right. So Netflix, like, okay, that served a purpose to be like, let's put our energy towards this. All of a sudden, it didn't become about Zack Snyder. And the day I said that on my stream a couple years ago, then I'm their enemy now. But I'm just like, bro, I looked into all this. See, people like forget, like, yes, I don't try to like every video, I'm gonna do scoops and stuff like that. It's like, no, sometimes I hear stuff. I mean, we've seen what happened when I get, you know, information that y'all like. but most of the time, I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan of all this stuff. Like, I want to see Zach do more. So it's like when Mikey passed, and then they kept saying this Netflix stuff, I was like, let me look into this. Right. And more I looked into it, it was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, And so when I voiced that, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna lead people again. You know, I led people when I was like, oh, Henry Cavill's in the end of Black Adam. And I was like, I want to see that through. That has to be true, because I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't do no victory lap if it's not true. You know exactly. Ben Affleck in Aquaman 2. So many people was like, "Still, like, you ain't no scooper now. What you saying? You trying to say Ben Affleck's in Aquaman 2? Like, you about to kill your whole career." You know? And Jason Momoa confirmed me that week. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna push this Netflix thing, it has to be some substance behind it, because I cannot rock with something where it comes back on me and it's like, hey, you know, you're leading people down the wrong road. So it just in short, you know, a lot of those people, really the Netflix movement, again, it's this chop shop, so we're gonna keep it real. The Netflix movement, that came from Sil Nation. So this is a segment of people that was rocking, you know, with Mikey and everything, and they felt like I had to adapt or adopt what they wanted with that. But what they didn't realize is, like, you know, I'm not like these other, you got some influencers out here now where they would just do whatever the audience tells them to do, you know, and collect the check. And with me, if I'm really not feeling it, I have no problem. I have a day job, okay? So if you rock with me, great. That's great, right? We want to enjoy and have fun with stuff. But if you're mad that I'm not pushing your agenda, you know, kick rocks. Like, you know, it's like I had to tell them, like, bro, like, I hear you. So just to end what I'm saying with that is just, I'm sure it was like noble reasons that the whole Netflix movement started, but what it's become today, if y'all look on your timeline, y'all see how disgruntled people are when we see the evidence of Zack Snyder with the Saudis. Zack Snyder posts this dude like every few months, or he posts him. So is it about Zack? And this is what I said months ago, but when they got mad at me, is it about Zack or is it about your trending events?
100%. No, 100%. Look, I'll say this also to add to what you just stated, because what you said is all facts. I'll even go further and say this. I know there's still some that I guess rep that hashtag, or that were part of, felt that that was maybe what they thought was the better movement, or better move, not movement, but move. Mm-hmm. I know there's some of you guys that it were incorporated with that, I guess you could say, and y'all are good. Like it's not all you guys.
No.
But you guys, you know who you are when I say you guys were moving shiesty out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know what I mean? And I mean hella shiesty, because it was like it was just it was weird, uncalled for. And like you said, the reality is that even now you're moving and acting like those that were stuck on back when it was a hashtag release of Snyder, but all of a sudden there were those that were trying to oh no, it's no longer that, it's this. And I'm trying to remember, I can't remember what the other.
Us United.
Yeah, there you go. Us United. And all of a sudden
I was right in the middle of that. Yeah,
it was like, wait, why are we switching? Like what? Like that, it just made no sense. But it was like, all right, whatever. And look, some people use both. And again, it's just the fact that you a lot of you guys are now acting like those that were salty about not everybody rocking with Us United, because just on, I guess you could say, on a practical level, everybody felt like hashtag release the Snyder Cut got us here. Why are we switching up now? Logically, we made a decision. Practically, we made a decision. And there were those that were part of this whole Us United thing that felt some type of way. And then all of a sudden there was just this back and forth thing, and it's like the same thing here. It was like, oh, it has to be hashtag sell the Snyderverse to Netflix, or hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League on Netflix, which was even you guys even took it a step further than Us United, right? Let's even I'm gonna even say that clear right now.
That's true.
Because at least Us United only came up with one more hashtag, meaning if you still wanted to use release the Snyder Cut, it's still available to the algorithms. You guys awkwardly got so caught in this possessive, again, feeling this need to create this wedge to separate from that which was already established, that you went and created two different hashtags so that you would have which the second one didn't even make sense. Because if the Snyderverse is going to be on Netflix, obviously Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be on Netflix. So why do I have to do hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League on Netflix? That's how petty it got. It was it was weird. It was just weird. Let's call it as it is. It was weird. It was whatever.
I knew they went too far. Well, I knew they went too far a long time ago. Like I said, when I looked into the whole Netflix angle, and I was just like, I'm not going to lead people down this path, knowingly, not seeing, because this is what people don't understand. This whole Netflix buying WarnerBros thing, this was out of left field. When Scott, because again, a couple years ago, when Scott Stuber was with Netflix, that's why I say I think we all was rocking with, hey, maybe Netflix could be an angle.
Well, when that changed, like you said, that's when that actually came up. Back when you were covering it, that's when that concept came up. The whole sell the Snyderverse to Netflix. Yeah. That's when that came up.
Yeah,
and then they just kept with it, which is fine again because it made sense at the time.
Yeah,
but then it just got weird.
Yeah,
it just got weird because it was like, all right, well, that kind of fell through the cracks, the whatever was going to happen then. And all right, we're still talking about it. And okay, somewhat makes sense, I guess. Zack Snyder's there, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
The concept of it.
The concept of it's not wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's just where it went is my whole point. You know what I'm saying? It's where it went because you shed light on a lot of, obviously, where for those who don't know, I guess what was happening behind the scenes and things like that. But and actually, let me, just for context here, for people to understand, and not to toot my own horn here, I guess, because it might sound like I'm doing this, but the reality is I still, like, you could actually speak on this. Have you and me actually ever talked about this outside of this conversation we're having now?
No. I the funny thing with this, when you mentioned you made that song, and this was the song. The latest song you made was probably 2 years ago now, almost over a year ago.
Maybe over a year ago.
Over a year ago. I'll say over a year. I went too far with it. It was probably early 2025.
Early 2025. Yeah.
And this was after that whole, I had that little split with, again, I look at it like, they came from Stone Nations. They're kind of like my sons, right? They're just strange children. These are strange children that just left. So it's like, oh, that's doing good. They doing good. They doing videos and stuff. Like that's why, like, my kids. But but so it's like, you made that song, and because the funny thing with that is that I sent you that beat probably 2 years ago.
Yes, I had that beat for over 2 years.
And I knew you was you're a true artist. If people don't know, Vega, I link his stuff under my videos all the time. Like, he's a true artist. So I'm like, I'm not gonna bother him about it. But I know he could do something hot with this, right? And so you finally sent me the song. Yep. And when you got to the end, we was like, when them niggas go flip flop, I was like, and I never brought it up to you though. We talked about the song, and I was like, that was cool. You kind of put stuff, of my journey in there. And he was like, I've been watching. He's like, I'm a watchman.
Exactly. Watchman forever vigilant. You know what I'm saying? I'm a watchman forever vigilant. Steady watching and listening. Come on, man.
I'm just saying. So that, but like I said, we didn't have to speak on it because I think, at that time, we've been through this again with the release of Snyder Cut, and Peely could speak to this after that event, that trending event in November 2019, everything split up after that.
Look at that. Right? Got the homie Peely in the comment section.
Peely in the chat. Like, everything split. I mean, he told me about that, how that happened, where everything splintered off. And I was like, man, I told the Self Movement in a private chat, I was like, I see where this is going, right? Yeah. And I was trying to get away from my clapback Saturdays and stuff. Like, I'm trying to do that all the time, right? Like, my family be watching my stuff. And I was like, I don't want my family finding my video. I'm sitting there cussing out the Cell Movement. And I was like, I gotta chill a little bit, So I was like, but I told them privately, I was like, bro, like, I know the fandom don't want to see this. Like, people will personally message me. They was like, Sil, there's like, we see what the Sub Movement is doing. Like, Sil, please don't destroy them. Like, they was like, don't destroy these dudes. And I was like, man, like, I'm trying not, I wasn't trying to. And again, and then with Mikey's family and everything like that, and I was like, I'm gonna chill. I was like, I'm just gonna chill. Because if anyone believed the nonsense they were saying, then I hope they leave my platform. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I hope y'all go over there with the belligerent kids.
No, and that's important because that, like, not only have we not spoken about this, but that's facts. Like, it's not like you actually address this to anybody in public. Like, everything that I witnessed was just observational, right? Watch me forever vigilant, just watching the way people are moving. And look, at the time, I'm tuning into them because, like, I'm still trying to support what I think they're doing that's just. Right. And then when I'm tuning in and hearing just like this reckless talk, I'm like, what the hell?
Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? And here's the thing, like, I'm not one to go back and forth, online. You're not gonna, like, look, I'm not a keyboard gangster. That, like, catch me outside. You know what I'm saying? Catch me outside and we'll talk business. But I'm not a keyboard gangster, so I'm not about to, like, like, oh, how dare you? Like, I'm not gonna do all that. Like, look, hey, and look, if you're a keyboard gangster, hey, kudos to you guys. Like, look, somebody got to hold the front lines on the world. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not me. I got things to do. Look, like you said, so this technically at this point is still just a hobby.
This ain't real life, right? I mean,
I got other things I got to do.
I met some real people, you know what I'm saying, some cool people, but like this ain't real life. When I turn this off, like I go and do what I really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that is.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, it's like I said, it's all that to say that what I'm trying to point out is that you were as humble as you could be throughout this process. What I'm trying to get at, like you would slightly touch on some things, but like not in a disrespectful way, but just to clear the record.
Oh yeah,
that was always where you stood with things, like just to clear the record.
I only did one stream, and it's not even on YouTube. I did a Twitter stream because that's where a lot of the talk was coming from.
That's where a lot of it was at. Right?
Yeah, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna do that. And I mean, yeah, you know, my Twitter's monetized, so you know, it was a pretty good stream. Doing some drama streams, but I try to get away from drama streams. But so yeah, I purposely. And again, because a lot of the stuff they was throwing stuff about Mikey, and I was like, bro, like I'm not going to sit here go back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Concerning Mikey's son, like don't, you know, his family is like among us, man. Like they, you know,
yes.
So I promised them I wasn't going to, so I didn't put it on YouTube. I addressed it on Twitter, and I left it alone actually. And I know they continued, you know, they tried to, you know, get their clicks and stuff off of that, and it's like I get it. Like I said, y'all, you know, my offspring, so I get it. But
Poppy still.
Just saying,
Poppy still.
Like I know, you know, y'all left the protection of the home. You know, so y'all do y'all thing. Y'all gotta mention me. But I'm glad I took that approach because, like I said, I know how crazy it would have got early on.
Right.
With that, and again, with connection with Mikey Sutton, that was the unfortunate thing that they tried to push that whole thing of, it's just, nah, bro, that wasn't the move. And again, was lost in all this. Why did I start doing this? Because the Snyder Cut was coming out. Like I started my channel after the Snyder Cut was announced, you know, with Henry Cavill and the Vero everything stream. So that made me want to just be like, oh, let me just kind of follow everything that's going on and get with like-minded people. Right. When it becomes something other than that, then it's like, no, that ain't the move. And with them now, it's like with this Netflix thing, you know, my goodness, God forbid if Netflix would have actually got Warner Brothers, how unbearable they would have been. They're already beyond unbearable to the point where it's not even about Zach anymore. And that was my whole point to them. You know, was if it's not about Zach doing more, and Peely put out a video recently of talking about that.
Right. We didn't circle back to that video, but that's right.
Yeah, that's like then what are we doing, man? That's the tie that connects all this 100%. Is more Snyderverse. And Zach just said today in that interview, he was like, I'm never going to tell him to stop pushing forward. So this is the push going forward. Not it has to be on Paramount. No, there's a better option. It could be Comcast. It could be whatever. I'll take it on Tubi. You know what I'm saying? But if the better option is out there, I'd rather the better option. That's all.
100%. No, 100%. You know, and actually on that note, I'm going to see if I can find that clip. Because we got to talk about that. That's essentially where we got to go with it. Or actually, I'll say this to then get into that. Essentially, Mr. That's what it appeared like.
Oh, for sure.
That's what it appeared like.
Just like we talk about with the original Lisa Snyder Cut. That's what it became. Clout chasing that divided people.
Yeah, and again, like it's like Peely said, like the way you guys are moving right now, the way you guys are reacting to the latest news reveal, it exposed you guys.
Yep,
it exposed you guys. And look, here's the thing: I didn't want it to be that. I didn't want it to be that for you guys, but you guys did it to yourselves. You guys did it to yourselves. The way you guys are acting right now. You know what I mean? Like you made it about you, about what you're doing, about what you said. But that lies on you. You know, and look, here's the reality. Even if it's not about the cloud chasing, let me dial it back a bit, but just to keep it a buck with y'all. The reason y'all feeling some type of way is because you guys put so much energy into this weird behavior, into this weird conflict. About this whole situation that you guys feel you got to feel some type of way about this. And here's the reality. You don't. Let me free you guys. Let me free you guys of that notion. You know, you guys don't have to feel salty about anything. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
Hey, your hashtag didn't work. Okay.
Let's move on. It's Paramount now, guys. If you're really about the Zack Snyder stuff, let's get to it. Period. And I'll end that on that. But still, let's talk about everything with the Paramount thing that you believe gives Zack Snyder more likeliness to do JL2 and all that stuff. What do you think are the factors there that are playing into that?
Well, it's only to compare it to, again, the Netflix angle, because again, I always preface it with this, that if Scott Stuber was still at Netflix, then I would feel much better about more Snyderverse at Netflix. Now that's changed, and we saw his different quotes. Ted Sarandos was like, basically we know when to pull back spending money. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about the question was asked about Russo's and Snyder, and Sarandos was more like, we ain't got to spend that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, if that's, and then we hear about the projects that's not happening, or we're not hearing anything from Netflix. So when I can compare it to Paramount, ultimately, yes, I will rather theaters. I was one of the few people that watched Zack Snyder's Justice League in IMAX when I went to Full Circle a couple years ago. And so everyone should experience that. Like just the moment, the Justice League moment at the end when Batman's in the Batmobile and the Justice League is flying all around him, and that moment pauses to see that in IMAX. I'm like, everyone should experience this. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy. And then you get the Oscar moment with Flash, turning back time. Insane, right? Insane. So Paramount I just feel they can give us a better option at theaters. That's one thing. And that's just on the surface. And then when the Paramount deal leaked, why I jumped on the Paramount train, right, on my platforms, is that the Paramount deal leaked before they even offered it to WarnerBros officially. And it showed, the different investors they got involved. Then it showed those sovereign nations, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and the Arab nations, and the Saudis, specifically the unit that Turki Al-Sheikh works with. Turki Al-Sheikh is Zack Snyder's is like his best friend in the world. It seems like it. He's always posting pictures about Zack Snyder. He's the one that signed on Zack Snyder and Stone Quarry for the Brawler film. Right. So it's like that's that business connection. In the press release, when Turki Al-Sheikh announced the Brawler film, he lists all the stuff that Zack Snyder did with DC and said Zack Snyder's Justice League is a global phenomenon, and so everything involved. So I'm like, okay, you got a friend in the industry in Saudi. If people know about this, there's Arab money right now. Like they're getting into sports,
Arab money,
and all this stuff, bro. Like
Arab money.
They are in it. So it's like Zack Snyder has that connection there,
right?
Then they are a part of the investment team to have a minority stake in Paramount, meaning they will have a minority stake in Warner Brothers. And the clincher is that in that leaked deal, the terms of the contract is the sovereign nations will be able to pick one IP that they will want to use from Warner Brothers.
Right.
One IP, and they will be able to shoot the film out there if they need to, do a premiere out there. I'm just like, bro, because I was like, this is unreal that this is actually a term of the contract that they can pick any IP they want, and this dude's rocking with Zack Snyder all the time. And he says how much Justice League is great that Zack Snyder did. So I'm like, bro, this is literally the connection to get more Zack Snyder Justice League and in theaters.
Yes, sir.
So I was 100%. I was like, okay, this is Paramount,
100%,
right? And
100%.
And it's like if Netflix, if at the very least, if Netflix still has Scott Stuber and Zack Snyder was getting his Rebel Moon follow-ups and his Armyverse follow-ups and LA SWAT. It's a story that came out that Netflix denied Zack doing LA SWAT. They didn't want to pay him $100 million for the production. That's a very low number comparably, right? $100 million?
Right.
You won't let Zack Snyder cook with that? So all indication, and I don't see the Cell dudes even talking about that. It's like they rejected Zack Snyder. And he had to go do something else. So yeah,
that's the whole point. That's the whole point. It's like when I said you guys couldn't even. Yeah, you saw that,
right? Tommy Good.
Tommy Good. Every dud. Every dud.
Exactly. Because I'm really keeping the buck. This is a chop shop.
Right.
Any platform y'all got out there, it's because you was amongst me and the late great Mikey Sutton. So let's keep that real. Like just that, it's unspoken things as men, right? That you don't cross that line if someone puts you on.
100%.
So all of y'all, and I'm saying every single person. Now, some of y'all got some second generation dudes I really don't know. Y'all really goofy. I really don't know y'all like that. But the main base of people that felt like they had to say something about Still Abdul and his platform, when I introduced y'all to Mikey Sutton, like y'all gonna go to y'all grave with that. I'm gonna be quite honest with that. There's no respect. Right. As a man, I would never have more respect. And even after that, I still said, let's squash this behind the scenes because the fandom didn't want to see that.
Right.
But y'all wanted to show y'all tails and want the fandom to see that. Now, I'm a very patient person. So I had a good feeling how this was going to end. Now that it's ended, I made a mistake saying that the Cell Snyderverse was the first Snyder hashtag that evaporated. It actually was Us United was first, but y'all are second. Y'all didn't realize the history, and now y'all in the wrong side of history. That's right. Y'all are going to be a footnote going forward because it's just certain things y'all shouldn't do, and I don't really believe in karma and nothing like that, but just respect as a man. I have no respect for just how y'all been moving, and now y'all kind of getting what y'all getting because the hashtag flop. So
no, look, you said it right. This is one of the things that did bother me the most. It's just that it was like you backstabbed the guy who essentially gave you a platform, and then you think you're, and here's not even this. Here's the thing. And it's like Neo 7 said, or Marcus, they exploited Mikey's name, right? Yeah. So they covered themselves with Mikey's name. Yeah. They come at you, they backstab you and come at you and cover themselves behind Mikey Sutton's name once he's passed. Like it just can't respect that. It just can't respect that. It's crazy. That's like I said, and these are, and I'll say this. This is who you are when we're saying this, right? Because this isn't everybody who was on, like you said, like the second gen. Second generation.
They got some really goofy dudes out there. They're foot soldiers now. Like y'all just
or the attached, regimen, right? Because it's like, and again, and here's the thing. I might even not even. Like, you said that there's people that were in some sort of like, deal or not deal, but like some sort of talks about something with with Mikey Sutton and other stuff. So it might be other guys that I don't even know that I'm not even considering, because there's the people in my mind that I for sure I'm thinking about when I'm saying like who you are.
Well, the core of the people.
The core, right?
Yeah.
But there's other people that again like they kind of affiliated themselves with that.
Yeah, they just goofy
of hashtags of the Snyderverse and all that stuff, and then somehow on something like Mob Deep joining G Unit acquire the beef, saying that's going on with G Unit.
One of them jumped my thread. I'm just like, son, I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying?
It was just like what is
bro,
going on?
This ain't beef. Like you just goofy, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they said you did this. I'm like, well, to tell them to shut up and you shut up too. Like that's what. Like what are you talking about, bro? Going off with another again. That's all. It's the only way I could deal with that is that. Just again, at the end of the day, just as a man, it's like, bro, it's certain things I'm really not going to cross the line with where it's like, again, if someone gave you exposure and I never asked for like, give me credit, but I'm saying just like the principle of it. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not even about the credit. It's just that they went out of their way to come at you and make it seem like you were the enemy or something like that, or that you were some sort of like, evil conspirator or something. Like it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just weird movement. It's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And
I like that. And I moved the same way I've been moving since, since I started with my platform. And, if it's something I don't like, I'll say it. But if it's, if I have an approach with something, there's no evil conspiracy behind it. It's just like, bro, like you rock with how you want to rock. Like,
right.
I think the whole time, like, they thought I really wanted to like adopt them or something. Like, I don't know.
Right. No, that was what's weird. Right. And a few people even tried to paint that narrative. Yeah. And I'm like, look, guys, like everybody's entitled to their own opinion of thought. All because we agreed on one thing doesn't mean we have to agree on the other thing. And the fact that there's like some difference of opinion and something like it doesn't mean that there's some sort of like, oh, I gotta take you down now. It was just weird. It was just weird. It's just weird. You know what I mean? Because look, so even me and you, we don't agree on everything.
We disagree all the time.
We disagree all the time on a lot of things, right? And does that mean like all of a sudden we're enemies?
Oh, we got a gun. I got a gun for Vega now. Like,
right, like what?
I gotta write some bars, to go every. It's like, no.
Let me just make it clear. Anybody who wants that smoke, you don't want that smoke. Let me just say that. You don't want that smoke.
Vega was cool. When I said bars, he's like, hold up. I do this, okay?
let me just set the record straight. Anybody who thinks they want that smoke, you don't want that smoke. It's funny. I don't remember. One of the episodes we were talking about one of the songs, somebody got on the comment section and started writing bars. And I'm like, what the hell? It was just weird. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here?
They want you to freestyle?
They were like, all right.
Do you want this?
Like, which I always found that weird. The guys that like try and spit bars and on like typing it out. It's like, bro, nobody cares about what you're typing out as bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
He was coming at your head, wasn't he?
He was like trying to cover me. Like, come on, man.
They string about my shoes. I'm like, dang, bro, like, is that?
Oh, wow.
My thing is that, bro, and this is just my philosophy in life. I'm gonna be just really honest. This may free a lot of people out there, but don't go around every day, catering to other people. If I want to wear some comfortable shoes, I'm gonna wear some comfortable shoes.
100%.
And I'm gonna go out to California, and I did numbers meeting Zack Snyder. That video is still on my channel. So I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't care. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, it's like if we're just gonna get really just, I really don't care what women say about me. I'm just really honest.
100%.
I'm just really, because if it's a dude say, "Oh, I don't like your clothes," and I don't like it, but I really don't care, bro. I really don't. I'm not scanning you and saying, "Oh, I wish I had his," forehead.
It's kind of weird that you're scanning.
Like, it's like, bro. Now, if a female did, I actually would have hurt my feelings. If a female said, "I don't like your shoes," I'm like, dang, I would have felt some kind of way about that. But it's supposed to be grown men. I really don't care about y'all opinions. I thought y'all would know this.
That's what makes it even funnier, is because it's like, how weird is it that you guys were paying attention to this kind of stuff? Like, you made a mental note of this preemptively, so that when the time came, that was somehow a shot in your
I don't like your shoes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what it comes down to.
That's crazy.
I was their hero. Okay. Like I said, like they looked up, they probably idol worshiped me. I don't know. Like, it's like, and so when I went out there to California, and when they were just being all goofy, like, oh, how can I become an influencer? This is real stuff people was asking me. I was like, man, y'all goofy, man. I was like, just be yourself, man. Like, I don't, right now I don't feel like talking to you. That's how the energy I was giving up. Like, bro, I'm just out here. I'm trying to meet Zack Snyder, bro. Like, I ain't really, like, what I'm saying? I really don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we cool, but you on this fanboy stuff. And, maybe, what was in that movie? What was that? Was that in Incredibles? Where the dude got his feelings hurt, his hero hurt his feelings, and he became a super villain.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the energy they gave me. Like, oh, I was their hero. I come out there, and they're just like, oh, you're supposed to, embrace me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I really don't care. Like, if you cool, you cool, but I'm not out here to like be your hero, bro. Right, like,
I can't be your hero.
So it's like, that's when things kind of turn, when I was just like, oh, you're my son. Like, no, I didn't treat him like that. I was like, bro, you a grown man. I'm looking for Zack Snyder. We're trying to. It's about Zack.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
So that's just what it was.
I didn't even I didn't even know anything about that shoe thing. That's actually kind of
funny. Yeah, they did like a whole thing like that. I'm just like, bro, like I don't. Okay, and again, and this is just just coming from my community, the Black American community. We snap on each other all the time, so like that was nothing.
So that's nothing.
That was nothing. Like, what do you? Again, a female, it would hurt me more for like, oh, is this bad female? She's like, oh, you, I don't like how you dress. I'm like, dang. That would have took me down. Like, it would took me out. Yeah. But just these weird dudes, it's like, oh, I scanned everything about you, and I don't. Nah, get out.
Like I said, that's just weird because it's like that means you guys had that premeditated. You guys locked that in your head and thought or at the very least, what that also tells me is like they already had that thought about you at that moment. That's what's even sadder.
Yeah. They was like, this my hero, but I don't like his shoes.
I don't like his shoes.
Like, that's what.
Yeah, shoes right on, dog. I don't know if I can rock with this guy.
I'm gonna store that in the back of my head. I don't like it. He better put me on. He better put me on, or I'm gonna cut up his shoes. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's actually, you know what? Actually, you know what? I think we figured it out.
Let's be real.
It was those shoes, dog. That's what happened.
These niggas lame, okay? I saw it up close and personal, okay? All y'all lame, okay? This is, I held off from saying this, but just my impression of y'all, all y'all lame, okay? So it's like, just bro. So ain't nothing you can say about me, bro. Hey, it is what it is. But
they saw those sneakers and they're like,
that's what did it.
That's what did it, bro. They saw it. You messed with the head. They saw them sneakers and they're like, he's not who we thought he was.
Can't resist. He's supposed to be a male
model.
If he don't put me on, I'm cutting up these sneakers. That's lame. That's lame, bro.
For sure. No. You know what? Hey,
it is what it is.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, the core, y'all know who you are.
Oh yeah.
The rest of you guys, don't get hung up on this stuff. Do yourself a favor. Do not get hung up on this.
And hey, you can, obviously Vegas gonna speak for himself. You are welcome to get hung up on it with me because, like, I don't care. That's the point.
I mean, look, you do what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? For your own mental health, do yourself the favor. For your own emotional health, do yourself the favor.
Last thing I will say, because I gave. This is why I didn't speak about them when all this was happening, because it just, it makes them more relevant than they need to be. But because we're touching on this Netflix thing, that's why we're talking about it. But last thing I will say, because you got the core people, the people around them. Be very careful if you don't know the full story about situation. This is a life lesson for some of y'all, because again, I consider some of them my children, like just the way they think. Consider, as I always told y'all, consider the source on my channel. I always told y'all, consider the source, and y'all made the grand mistake not considering the source when you hear something about. And I wasn't gonna sit there and correct it. I was like, whoever is on that type of time, I hope they go over there. Because I don't need you around me, because you didn't consider the information you was heard as an adult. All right, I'm dealing with all adults. So if that takes you out, you're where you're supposed to be. Now, guaranteed you're going to be taken advantage of, or something's going to happen around them or someone else because of how you move. So that's just my last thing with that. They know who they are, and they're where they need to be.
Peely said it right. Look, me and Peely. We met up in Charleston. Hell if I remember what the guy was wearing. And he clearly didn't remember what I was wearing. That's crazy.
That's lame.
This is insane. You know what I'm saying? Like what the hell is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like
it's lame. But and again, it's like I take things like I always look at life like, when things happen, it's like, I don't believe everything happens for a reason, but my point is, if that's what it took to kind of get y'all away from me, I'm glad that happened, because y'all lame.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's
again,
what you're
right.
built
that's
like.
Right.
I'm glad like that stumbled you somehow, where you're like, oh, I'm gonna go do a dumbass hashtag that's not gonna succeed away from me. Because when they thought they were winning this Netflix thing, they were sending their little burners after me saying, oh, Sir Abdul, if you would have kept on code with Netflix, you'd have been a national hero right now. I'm like, bro, like
as if that's what, but again, as if that's what it's about. As if that's what just lets you know, like, you guys,
it's not about Zach.
It's not about Zach. You guys are making it up. You guys are making it seem like it's about him, but you guys are essentially revealing what you guys really think about, and that's yourselves. So you think he's thinking the way you guys think.
Right.
That's essentially what's happening.
And it's saying I'm built so differently where it's just like, bro, like, hey, whatever you need to stumble over to get away from me, do that.
Hey, Mr. J might be onto something. Maybe you needed to have a bowl of cereal with that. you needed to take out the bowl of cereal, pour out your, Cocoa Pebbles and
bro. I'm just saying, hey, right. And it's a reason why me and Vega never talked about this before. Cause I think I know we have the respect of the fandom overall, and with them being Snyder fans, it's like I don't like the whole Snyder fan on Snyder fan action. Yeah. I did go with someone a couple months ago, but it was a reason for that. But it was like I don't like the whole Snyder fans, Snyder fans. You know what I'm saying? So I know it never was a good look. People personally, like I said, hit me up. It's like, still don't make this like a clapback session. Like, please don't do that. And out of respect of Mikey's family, that's why I chilled. It is what it is now, right? And just what's going on now with the fandom is shifting towards that Paramount energy, the Saudis.
Yep.
And that's what we're on right now. And Netflix is a nice platform. I watch Netflix all the time, but they're not restoring the Snyderverse. That's all.
Look, and again, it's like you said, it's all about it. We were all on board with this because of Zach, right? Period. Right? And I think, again, just the point being made is that there's no way you can say that Paramount wasn't the better option, period. There's just no way you can think that. You might have other biases, maybe politically, maybe
that could be an angle, not with them, but yeah, there's angles out there.
No, I'm saying because look, I've seen look. I'll put it. I'm going to mention this guy by name because I actually respect this guy. I think at heart he's a good guy. He was one of those guys that I think was more leaning towards Netflix.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong here too. Like, again, here's the thing. I'm not all day on Twitter to know who's beefing with who. I just saw what I saw when I saw it, and that's how I caught wind that okay, people are moving sideways. But with this guy I'm about to mention. And again, maybe there was beef there too. I don't know. And if there was, let me know. I guess. I mean, not that
It is what it is.
I'll just say this. But for instance, the Bat Channel, right? He put out a video there of good arguments, I guess you could say, towards the Netflix Paramount options, and not that this was necessarily his standpoint, but he was pointing. He went out of his way to point out just different aspects of the deals in both directions.
Right.
So I know that. So all that to say, I know that the political angle, if that's your argument to why you don't like whatever, then that's different, and that's another conversation that could be had. And that's not what we're talking about here. As far as we're
it's never about politics.
It's never about politics. Personally, in my opinion. Matter of fact, here's the reality: cash rules everything around me. That's why this is called Money Talk, and that's what this is about. So, in the end of the day, Paramount offered $111 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they did. All right, and that's why we're here. $31 a share. It just speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? They bought the whole thing. They took the whole. You know what I'm saying? The house, the garage, and everything inside the house and in the garage. That's what they did here, okay? But to move on to the last segment and what we're really here to talk about.
I thought that was the main.
You would think.
Final thing before we move from Paramount, just because I'm in the middle of doing like a video series of understanding the Paramount deal. And I mean, there could be some pros and cons, and I get that. But if you're hung up on the politics side of this, I just challenge anyone, just what's Paramount's movie slate coming up this next year? And this could be rhetorical for a lot of people, but my point is just these politics people. Yeah. What films are they making coming up this next year? What films have the Ellisons? They were ahead of Skydance for several, like a decade.
Right.
What films have they produced up to this point? Right. Why do you think that's going to change?
Right.
Now, when they had power over films over a decade, like 15 years, I believe. Why do you think it's going to become, MAGA central, basically?
Exactly.
And I'm just going to leave it at that because, like I said,
that's a solid point.
Because me and Vega have had several conversations how we kind of look at how both sides be moving sometimes, and I have my opinions about it. Mm-hmm. I don't choose my because like if a CEO has a certain religious belief, I don't want to watch any films. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's what this is becoming, and so I'll just leave it at that. But if this is because I really just wanted Netflix to get it, so now I just want to be mad about something, then that's what it is. So yeah, I was leaving it at that.
That was a good point. And again, the reality is even just apart from the movies, let's just to kind of even further in that point that you're making, if you think politics is somehow going to play a part in this and somehow it's going to become MAGA central, even now, right, where, what is it? Don't be so easily like manipulated into thinking these things. Even now, right, this idea, like what CBS, right, is the I guess where people are thinking that, forgive my brain is not, oh my gosh, I can't think of the actual thing that transpired there. But the reality is even when it comes to their news, nothing's changed. They're still now, all they're doing now, actually, no, I won't say nothing's changed. Maybe you have a problem with a news place that's trying to find the middle ground in a lot of these situations and have unbiased leanings. If that's what you're concerned with, well, then, sorry, that did happen, but that's not you can't say that they've been biasedly leaning in a direction, because trust me, they still take their shots at Trump.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Have people, and the last thing, because again, I know I don't want to make this a thing, but I would love for people to say, it's about CNN, right? So they're going to make CNN. They're going to make CNN like a certain way. Like what certain way? You're saying like Fox News? Like right. What I'm saying is that it already exists. So even if it's more of the same, or like you said, is it more towards the center? I mean, CNN, they have panels where they try to have different viewpoints. It gets kind of crazy by the moderator, but I have my own personal things about that. But my point is that this ain't the end of the world, y'all. Y'all don't even watch CNN, okay? Y'all don't even watch it. But that's your main thing. And last final thing, they were like, when a merger happens, people are going to lose their jobs. This happens every merger. You got execs, they're getting tens of millions of dollars. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for them. I'm sorry. I don't. They're linked up and networked with people. They're going to be just fine. All of a sudden, you want to ride for WarnerBros execs that you've hated your entire existence. Now you don't want them to lose their job because they didn't go to Netflix. Come on, man. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with that, man. It's insane out there. All right. It's insane out there. Now you want to save WarnerBros jobs. Okay.
Right. No.
Come on, man. We don't believe you. We
still don't trust you. We still don't trust you.
You went there with it. He brought it to current like that. I would go far back.
I'm dead. All right. All that being said, we both agree Zack Snyder's best bet for anything he does, for that matter, but obviously revolving more so the Snyderverse and things of that nature, is for sure Paramount. And I think it's safe to say Zack Snyder knows that. And I think that's why he's been as aggressive as he's been on IG, period. You know, and we talked about that the last time. There's a reason he's going this hard. Either he's in on the know on either one side of the discussion, whether like he has some sort of insight on the Paramount and what's happening there, whether it's that maybe it's the Netflix angle, or whether it's just that he's realizing this is an opportunity to remind whoever's about to acquire this IP that this is really where the heat is at. You know, and but just seeing how this all played out, I'm convinced his Saudi connections and told him we're gonna be relentless on this. So keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost convinced still
I feel that
that's what's happening here.
I feel that. I think you look at this entire situation where we said it feels like it was kind of a fix where, you know, Netflix is kind of acting like they want it, but they're gonna get their payout.
Right.
And Paramount said we're going to do a hostile no matter what.
Right.
And so maybe they got, you know, Zaslav kind of judo tricked him for a second, but Zack Snyder looking at that saying, okay, Paramount's not going to stop until they get this.
Right.
And my boy is a minority investor. Well, he's part of the team. Because people say, oh, is it really Turkey al-Sheikh? He runs all the entertainment in Saudi Arabia. So just look it up. We got the time. We're in the days of Google and AI, and people still can't look up stuff. Like, what's this man's? Like, he does all the entertainment for Saudi Arabia, okay? So when I say the Saudis, I mean him, because that's how it's going to happen. So anyway, but I think Zach was like, okay, his boy was telling him they're going to go all out.
I think so too. Yeah.
The Saudis already put their money into it. Then it leaked out. That's when, like I said, that's when I was like, oh, I was like, this is how it's going to happen, y'all.
Yeah.
With this right here. Yeah. And then they can pick whatever IP they want, and they're going to pick Zack Snyder.